Hello everyone, and I welcome you all to the prep board. So today we have with us Mr. Kunal Kalani, and we are so proud to announce that Kunal has cleared Narsi Munji interview. So congratulations Kunal for your very big achievement.
Thank you so much, sir.
So Kunal, can you please share with us how was your interview experience with Narsi Munji?
So this was my first big interview, and I had really had big hopes with NMIMS. So I was very paranoid before the preparations. So it all started with WAT, and I got comfortable when I saw the topic for WAT. It was on gaming industry, and I recently read some news about the gaming industry as well during the preparations. So that moment gave me a lot of confidence. So I started writing about the gaming industry and how skill-based games. It was on skill-based games which take the entry fees amount.
Okay.
So I wrote about it, and there was a very recent news that Karnataka government had banned the skill-based games, but it was a very big industry. So they asked what your views about that. So I had good views. So that started my interview, the whole process with that. So I was very confident on the topic, and I wrote nicely, I believe. And
So
then there was a sir, sorry.
Yeah. So what was the overall process? Means there was VAD, and after that there were other processes except PI, or there was VAD and then there was PI?
So in the morning, they called each and every student for the briefing process, and the briefing process was on till for about 30-40 minutes. They brief about the process 2 or 3 times. They repeated the same things so that everyone knows what to do. And then we got a link to join for WAT and verification process. So
Okay.
I got the link. I joined the room. I was in a waiting area, and we had to keep ready the admit card and the ID card with ourselves.
Okay.
So they verified, they asked to show the admit card, the Aadhaar card and everything, the verification process. And then again, they put us in the waiting room. And then after the verification of each and every person, they started the meeting, and they said hello, and they introduced themselves. And there was, I think it was a group of 9 to 10 people only. So,
Okay.
and then after 5 minutes, they have to post the link for the Google Forms in which the topic and the everything was there. And I think we were given 20 minutes and 5-minute warning, 15 minutes and 5-minute warning.
Okay.
So after 10 minutes, they want it, there's only 5 minutes left. So there was no clock or something like that.
Okay.
There was no autocorrect. There were no grammar correct, spell correct in the Google Forms. So all you had to do is at least don't, I think I would suggest each and every person that write the spellings properly. They do check that, and there is no spell correct in the Google Forms.
Okay.
And no timer as well. So you have to keep in mind and see the clock on your computer.
Okay.
So they posted the link, and right after posting the link, our time for 15 minutes has started. We have to click the link, give out the name, email and everything, and then WAT will start. So it was a quick process that we have to be very prompt about everything.
Okay.
So it started,
yeah.
And then submitted it in time.
So after your VAD, so did you directly go for an online interview, or there was any other process in between that?
No, there was only VAT and PI, and after that they gave 1 hour lunch break.
Okay.
From 1:30 to 2:30, I was given the break, and from 2:30 the interview started. My serial number was 4. I remember, and I had calculated for about 15 minutes one interview goes on. So I had to wait for another approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour for my interview. So I waited, and it was a very long, tedious process. You cannot stand up from this place because you are in the waiting room, and suddenly the camera will start. So you have to be there, then and there itself. So
it looks like you have enjoyed a lot that interview process.
Yeah, there was a lot of anxiety during that time, but I think it was settled. After 30 minutes, I was like, jo hoga, let it be. I'll go through, and it's gonna be okay. Because NMIMS was a very important call for me.
Okay. So can you please tell us how many panelists were there in the interview?
So there were 2 panelists, 1 male, 1 female.
Okay. So were they both asking questions, or anyone is asking question and one is listening, or what kind of scenario was there?
It all started with one person. I
Okay.
think one was a stricter one and one was a very polite person. The man was very polite, but
Okay.
the sir was very strict.
Okay.
So it all started with sir. Sir asked me questions about yourself, and I'm not sure, but sir has also taught in my graduation college.
Okay.
So he said during the start of the interview, just to make myself comfortable, he started with, "Okay, I have heard a lot of things about Jain College,
Okay.
and it is a very cool college."
Okay.
He
That's very
used to
nice. Yeah.
inform me. Huh. So I thought, ki, oh, okay, is that in sarcasm or is real? It
Yeah.
was hard for me to believe, but we spoke about the college. Ki, yes, it is a cool college, and the study pattern, because it was now the Jain College now the autonomous. So the study pattern of NMIMS and Jain College were kind of similar. So he
Okay.
knew about it. It was case based and practical learning, which
Okay.
NMIMS has.
Okay.
So that makes NMIMS unique as well because the study pattern is very practical and case based.
Okay.
Critical thinking, not on books.
Okay.
So it matched with my graduation college. So it all started with that introduction and I think joke, but yeah.
Okay. So the other kind of questions which were asked to you, so whether they were technical based or more an HR kind of interview, what happened?
I think it was a mix of both the questions.
Okay.
It started with the full form of my college.
Okay.
What is my college has three names: for
Okay.
commerce, for engineering, and for my management, which is recently introduced.
Okay.
So I told him my management
Yeah.
full name of my college. Luckily, I knew.
Okay.
So after that, the interview went on about the college itself. So it
Okay.
started with graduation and about my. I had also done a research project.
Okay.
So they asked me, have you done any research project in the end? So in the end, research project is itself a subject.
Okay.
And I did on surrogate marketing of alcohol beverages.
Okay.
So that I think piqued their interest and they asked a lot of questions on that.
Okay.
Because yeah, so they I think knew a lot about that. So I was able to answer 2, 3, 4 questions and
Okay.
I had also missed 1 or 2 questions because uh, I was not that mature during the
Yeah.
time of my research project.
Okay.
My project was not perfect, but yes, I was able to answer most of the questions.
Okay.
And after that, he asked about what were you doing in the past 2 years.
Okay.
So I told him I've been in my business. So he
Okay.
asked me what role did you play in your business,
Okay.
and I said I played. I was how I managed the store, and then in the SOP I wrote that I had reduced the order processing time
Okay.
from 1 hour 90 minutes to 30
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
So he asked me, how did you do that? So I told him, ki this is the process. And how did I took initiative?
Okay.
All honest. These are the things that I have genuinely done. And I
Okay.
also give this piece of advice to each and every aspirant out there that be honest. Whatever you are, be confident about it and
Okay.
say what needs to be said because you'll be very fluent while speaking because that is the whole truth. So I told him what I did not do, and what were my mistakes during that time. So
Okay.
then he asked me what were your interests apart from this. So I
Okay.
told him stop. So he asked me, okay, in which industry did you invest in the recent years? I told him that electronic industry is the booming industry, and I think with the Reliance and Reliance Sodium deal, the electronic industry has a lot of future, and
Okay.
India is growing at a very pace. It
Yeah.
is going at a very fast
Yeah.
rate,
Yeah.
and the
Okay.
electronic industry is booming. So
Okay.
I told him about that. I told him which stock Exide batteries and Tata Motors and Tata Power I have bought in the recent time. I told them why did I buy. So he told me, do you follow any technical indicators? I honestly said no. I don't follow any technical indicators or things
Okay.
like that. I
Okay.
just see which industry has potential and I invest in that. I don't
Okay.
invest professionally, but this is kind of my hobby. So he
Okay.
said, okay, fair enough. So it went on very smoothly, very
Yeah.
smooth process. They
Okay.
were very comfortable.
Yeah. So the kind of way you
Yeah.
are saying that the kind of questions were very thorough and the kind of way you prepared for those helped you a lot in order to answer the questions. So can you please give us a little hint that how you prepared for the overall interview process that you gave?
So I think I first sat down with myself and I
Okay.
started with the HR questions for myself.
Okay.
Who am I? What have I done in the past? What are my achievements? What are my setbacks that I have faced? So I
Okay.
sat in a closed room in this room itself with a copy and a pen in my hand.
Okay.
No distractions, no laptop, no phone. And I
Okay.
sat for 2 hours. I wrote down what were my biggest failures in the past few
Okay.
years, what were my biggest achievements, what have I done, what have I learned in the past few years,
Hmm.
and what should I know what should I read about being an MBA aspirant.
Okay.
So I started with telling about myself, about my family, everything I wrote, everything
Okay.
I wrote down.
Okay.
Since the beginning in the 10th class, what I faced, what difficulties I faced, and then 12th came. How did it change? Because till 10th, I was not a very studious person. I was
Okay.
a very, I would say, bigda hua bacha till 10th. But then after
Okay.
10th, I chose my subjects. It interested me. I got good teachers. It
Okay.
basically there was a moment I can recall in 10th that changed my life.
Okay.
So after that, it changed. Things happened. I chose my subjects, and
Hmm.
then so basically, my point is that I was in a room, I sat down, and I went, kept on thinking about myself, that who am I, what are
Okay.
my weaknesses and strengths. So it all started with that, and then
Okay.
I went to YouTube, learned about what are the recent topics, what are the recent deals that are happening around,
Hmm.
what as a MBA aspirant I should know about. So I learned all that what is artificial intelligence, Web
Okay.
3.2, what is smart farming. I kept notes,
Hmm.
five lines on each and
Hmm.
every topic that I should know.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a very nice way how you prepared for the interview. So Kunal, many students will be giving an RCMOG interview in the future also. So what kind of tips would you like to give to those students? How to prepare for the interview?
I think one should be very aware of the environment. One should have a great mentor. I had good mentors during my interview. The prep board has helped me. The other teachers have helped me. My sister has helped me. So
Okay.
you have to stay connected to those who have done it,
Okay.
like those who are mentoring students every day, and
Okay.
those who have achieved it. I have
Okay.
friends who are doing their MBA, who have done their MBA. The
Uh,
teachers, I was constantly connected to all the teachers
okay.
and the mentors, because they know better, and you
Okay.
cannot know the things they know. So
Hmm.
you have to stay connected. That is the first point. The
Okay.
second one is that you have to be aware of the surroundings, what is happening around you,
Okay.
what are the major deals happening, what are the major events happening in the world, in India,
Okay.
and you have to know your nation. The third
Okay.
point is that you have to know India as a country and how is it doing, and what do you think the future is going to be.
Okay. So
And then I think you
yeah.
should be well versed about your graduation as well, because
Okay.
they
Yeah.
ask a lot of questions.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much, Kunal, for joining us. That would be all. And it was
Thank you so
very
much.
nice to interact with you. And from the Prep Board team, we wish all the best to you for your all future endeavors, and all the best and good luck to you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.